Hey guys, welcome back to Games Mods. I thought we'd take a look at the inside of the Outlaw today to see how it functions in comparison with what we're used to with like the Hammer Shot, the Trailblazer, the Fortnite 6SH, and a couple other Hammer Prime blasters. But real quick, I want to talk to you about the event that I went to over the weekend on Saturday. I went to Project N1, which is basically an airsoft field. It's the first time we've played, well, first time I've played with the Nerf guys in a enclosed, close quarter combat arena, if you will. It was very cool. Not temperature-wise. Temperature-wise, it was boiling hot. The only thing that would have made it a little bit better is if they had AC in there or fans, because we were roasting. And there were people in there with full masks on and stuff. But other than the heat, it was a really cool experience. Highly recommend it if you're into either private parties there. But basically, they have all these wooden walls up with cutouts, so you can snipe people and ladders. It's really cool. I'll show you a little clip here so you can see. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. But other than that, let's get into this blaster here. So there's 16 screws in the Outlaw here. There's 2 here, of course, 1 here, 3 up here, and then the rest are in the white part of this body here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out the cylinder here, because we won't need that in the way, and then I will get the screws undone, and then we'll get into it. Alright, I think I loosened up all the screws. The main piece that I want to see modded for this, I mean, there's probably not going to be a lot of mod potential, but body kit stuff may be an option just because this quote-unquote kind of railing down here is not Picatinny. I do want to see a Picatinny option for this little piece, which shouldn't be too hard to make. Basically just need the same holes and build as this, but that goes right there. Let's see, which part do we take off next? Also want to make sure that there's no hidden screws, which I don't think there are. Go. I think the thing that's holding this together for the most part is that safety. We may take that out. I'll see. There we go. Alright, there we go. There's the inside. So pretty self-explanatory. So here's your muzzle, basically. The barrel that, when you pull the trigger, it actually pulls this back because it's all connected. Actually, push this. Can't tell if the safety's on or off. There we go. So yeah, when you pull the trigger, the barrel comes forward. There's a little retention spring on it, so that's nice. It's fairly similar to a hammer shot in some instances. In some ways, it's not. The spring here is a pretty strong spring that goes around those dart posts that wedges itself into there, as you saw me just put back in. The release is here for the spring. The hammer's up here. This is all metal, this is metal, this is metal. There's a lot of lube in there, as you can see. So if you want to upgrade the spring, it may be a little difficult because you not only have to find a spring that's wide enough to go around this rod, but it has to also fit inside here. So if you're wanting to quote unquote upgrade the power in it, I'm thinking You're not going to find much of a spring, but you might be able to put a spacer in. That may be your only option. Let me pull this out and see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, so that just comes out. So you could potentially somehow 3D print a spacer that goes along these 4 posts all the way to the base, and then you just put that in. And yeah, there's not much of a dart post in that end, but it's a beefy spring. You know, it's very tough. So yeah, probably don't really want to mess with that spring. The only thing I would say is a spacer. I do want to find one that's actually weaker so I can be able to fan it. Who is it? Barry in the Expendables, or I guess that would be Sylvester Stallone's character. If you've ever seen the Expendables, I think he does it probably in every single one of them movies. There's 3 of them now, but he basically holds the pistol like this and then just goes, you know. So I think that would be really cool. You can't do it now. I've tried, and I don't know if that's because of this mechanism or if the prime is just too hard. I mean, mainly it is because the prime is too hard. But I've noticed that even when you squeeze the trigger in and try to pull it back, it does not have slam fire. So, you might not be able to fan it. I don't know yet. But we'll have to test some things. Hopefully we can get some good stuff from other people that print stuff in here. Maybe some different front ends, because this is nice and all. You know, let's do that a little bit more. But there's possibilities, you know, to change the front end a little bit. What I'm hoping to see is if they can change out this raid rail that hooks into these pegs here, as well as on this side. Put something in there to where you can have it come out the top, so you can actually have Picatinny rail up top. Not a big one, just, you know, enough to put something on, basically. I think that would be really good. But yeah, I just wanted to see the inside of this thing, let you guys see the inside, what modular possibilities we have for this guy, and so on. But other than that, it's a pretty simple blaster. Let's see what else. Anything else in here we need to talk about? Plunger tube is actually very small, but the spring that does it is it's a heavy spring. You also have a return spring for the hammer up here, which is very nice. It's all metal, plastic. The rotation thing that goes into the back of this guy, it's right there, it's plastic. So when that's locked in, this little piece locks into this little plastic piece, and that's what keeps it in there from popping in and popping out. And I wonder if we take this out, because that's what clamps this in, right? I wonder if we put that back in. Not really. I mean, you can probably pop it out easier, but would you want to? That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I probably would want to keep it in there just because. But that may be an option if somebody prints different kinds of cylinders for this thing. Maybe an 8 dart round instead of 6, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's still early to determine on what we can and should be putting into the Outlaw here. Other than that, guys, I'm going to tighten this guy back up and call it a video. If you have any questions about it, let me know what you think down below, as usual. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.